One day you'll wake up old, look back at your life, and realize all the parties, all the excuses, all the procrastination stole the greatness you could have had unless you decide right now to focus, sacrifice, and root for yourself before anyone else does. Asterisk, this ain't you, bro. This ain't you. You weren't born like this, and you won't die like this. And if you do die, you won't even care, because you'll be dead. Best case, you win. Worst case, it doesn't even matter. There's no luck in this game, man. Well, maybe a little bit, but that luck only shows up after you've busted your ass. After you've put yourself in the position where luck can even find you. Luck doesn't just drop in your lap. You grind, you suffer, you push yourself to the edge, and then sometimes you'll get that break. But it only comes because you earned the right to be in that place where luck might happen. And that's what most people don't understand. If you believe it, if you really believe deep down that you could be something, if that small voice in your head whispers, hey, you've got talent, you can do this, then follow that voice. Forget your motivation. Motivation ain't worth a damn. You need discipline. Motivation fades. Motivation doesn't show up every day. Most days, I don't feel motivated at all. Sure, sometimes it hits and I feel fired up. Yeah, today's the day, let's get it. I can't wait to hit the gym. But most days, it's a battle. Most days, I drag myself there. No motivation, nothing. And then, once I get started, I feel alive. Once it's over, I feel proud. But that first step, that's where it's brutal. Because your body is a liar. It wants comfort. It'll trick you. Hey, take the day off, man. You didn't sleep enough. You're tired. Rest. That's weakness. And here's the truth. It's easier than ever to be great these days, because most people are weak. They don't want to push. They don't want to suffer. They don't want to feel lonely or miserable. They quit before the real work even begins, giving up. That's the easiest thing in the world. I'm done. I'm not going today. I don't feel like going to work. Boom, finished. That's easy. But what's truly hard is saying, yesterday I gave everything. I got nothing out of it. And today I'm going to do it again, and I'll push even harder. That's the hardest thing in the world. To wake up every day, give 100%, stay stuck in the same spot, and still keep going mentally locked in, still trying, still pushing. That's the grind. So the real question is, how bad do you want this? If you want it as bad as you want to breathe, as bad as you want to live, as bad as you want to sleep, that's when I know you're serious. But most people don't want it that bad. That's why they keep asking, how did you get where you are? Bro, you already know how. You know exactly what it takes. You just don't want it the way I want it. I want to see what you do when you're exhausted. I want to see how you move when everything in you is screaming to stop. Get up again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next day. Get up, keep going. It's always been you against you. No hacks, no shortcuts. Just you. If you don't understand that, then you've got a problem. because it's all in your hands. Wake up, get to work, move. Nobody wants to do that grind every single day. Nobody. I don't even blame them. But don't complain when you're old, broken, lying in a hospital bed at 70, 80, 90 years old, thinking, damn, I didn't really do anything. Because that's the truth, you didn't. Maybe you lived comfortable. Maybe you had a good life. But deep inside, you'll feel empty. I don't want that emptiness. The life you want. It's waiting on the other side of a few hard conversations you're too afraid to have. That's why you're stuck living a life you hate. I think about this a lot. Hard times create hard men. Hard men create soft times. Soft times create soft men. And soft men, they create hard times again. Right now, we're surrounded by soft men and hard times. There comes a moment when every boy realizes no one is coming to save him. That's the moment he becomes a man. Some never get there, they stay boys forever. You should be a monster. That's right, you should be ruthlessly ambitious, powerful, dangerous. But then you learn to control it. Because it's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war. And here's the truth. I don't care how talented you are. If you don't have discipline, you are nothing. Nothing. Without discipline, the smallest struggle will break you. Someone once told me, discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it. That stuck with me. Because that's the essence of growth. Doing what you hate and owning it like it's the thing you were born for. Setbacks. Of course, they're going to happen. I know that. But feeling bad doesn't mean I am bad. Feeling low doesn't mean I can't act. If nothing changes, then nothing changes. So I get back to work. Cut the noise. Turn off the podcasts. Stave off social media. Eliminate the distractions. Lock into the mental battle. Because one of the strongest frames I hold on to is this. This will be the story I tell one day. And the harder it is, the bigger the monster I face. The more legendary the story will be. The bigger the dragon, the greater the hero. The only fear I carry, not reaching my full potential. That's it. That's the only thing that keeps me up at night, falling short. Quitting before I finish. Dying with something still left in me. Asterisk. Always procrastinating. Always putting things off. Always not doing the right thing. Until one day you wake up an old man. And you look back and think, God, I could have been great. I could have been something. But you didn't. And now it's too late. That's why it's time to focus. Time to decide. Forget the clubs. Forget the parties. Forget trying to fit in, trying to rub elbows with everybody so they'll stop calling you weird. Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the blazing sun when nobody else is? Because I'm trying to get it. Why don't you come out clubbing every time I text you? Why are you always studying? Because I'm trying to get it. Let me tell you something. These women aren't going anywhere. These clubs, these parties, this fake social life, they're not going anywhere. They'll still be there. But your time, that's limited. the more weird you are, the more it's just proof of how locked in you are, how committed you are to molding, shaping, and developing your craft, your vision, your ideas. Because when it's finally your time, when it's time for you to step into the spotlight, you're going to fly. And here's the truth. People only cheer for you when you don't need it. They clap for you once you've already made it. But back when you're struggling, back when you're too different from your friends to fit in but not successful enough to run with the people you want to be like, that's when you wish people would root for you. That's when you need support. And yet, that's when it's the most silent. The auditorium is empty, except for one person clapping. You, just you. Rooting for yourself. For a long time, it's nothing but that slow, lonely clap. And you've got to live with that. You've got to own that. Because the path of the exceptional is a path of exceptions. You won't be walking with the crowd. And instead of fighting it, instead of hating it, embrace it. It's the sign you're on the right road. If everyone's cheering you on, then you're just like everyone else. And that's not where you want to be. Life isn't fair. At all. So what are you going to do about it? Nobody's coming to save you. Nobody's coming to hand you a miracle and turn you into somebody special. The only thing you've got is mentality. That's it. I was an underdog. Truth is, we're all underdogs in some way. Even the toughest person alive should think of themselves as the underdog. Why? Because it keeps you hungry. It keeps you sharp. You never arrive. You never say, I made it. You carry the can't hurt me mentality no matter what. Doesn't matter where you come from, the bottom, the sewer, the mud. When I crawled out of the sewer, I stood up, looked around, and said, can't hurt me. And when you start to believe that, it starts becoming real. Be the one who embraces the ugly, the miserable, the grind. Be the one who embraces hard work, sacrifice, even pain. Don't fear it. Don't run from it. Everyone has that day. There's a day where being average, being mediocre, being okay makes you sick to your stomach. It disgusts you. Because you've seen people with less talent than you, people you grew up with, childhood friends. They didn't have what you had, but they surpassed you. They became something while you stayed the same. That day hits you. Maybe it's when you're young, striking out too many times and getting sick of failing. Maybe it's after your 5th job, when you're fired again, and your family is looking at you, wondering how you'll keep them afloat. But that day comes, the day where mediocrity is unbearable, and that's the day you finally move. That's the day you get up and build something. It was always in you, always, but you didn't unwrap it because you were scared of the pain, scared of the commitment. Here's the truth I live by. Power follows the blame finger. Wherever you point the blame, that's where the power goes. If you blame the government, they've got the power. If you blame your spouse, it's their fault I'm not in shape. Their fault I can't do what I want. You gave them the power. But when you point the finger at yourself, suddenly you're in control. Suddenly, it's your responsibility. And maybe it's not your fault. Maybe you really did get dealt a bad hand. Maybe you lost your leg at birth and can't run marathons the same way. Fine, you can either say, I'll never try, or you can strap on that metal prosthetic and run anyway. That's the choice. That's the mindset. That's the difference.